been sipping on this Pinot every night. I've been thinking about you getting faded every night. Slipping slow, I need some more to get me right. Hate I think about you every night. You got me caught up in your... Hey, I know I look totally different, but welcome to my video. I'm going to show you how to get this makeup look. It's very simple, very neutral with a pop of color. I know a lot of people don't like to do too much and they still want to look like themselves. So I'm just talking through from beginning to end. So yeah, this is the look. This is for Valentine's Day. And yeah. I hope you like it. Everything will be linked in my LTK. I will have a link and also a QR code for you to scan if you can. Thank you so much. Please share, comment, and like. I'm getting back into my love of makeup, and this video really pushed me to get back in my makeup bag and be happy as hell again. So stay tuned. Hey you guys. Jump scare. So let's get started. I'm using whatever I have left in this Summer Fridays. This is in, which one was this? The birthday cake? The pink sugar to moisturize these dry lips. Wow. I'm getting ready to prep my face. So first is going to be moisturizer. This is the Clinique Moisture Surge that I have. This is one of my old faithfuls when it comes to like quick moisturizations because I do have dermatitis. So I just focus it around the middle of my face because that's where I'm dry. Yes, I am a Power Ranger. The yellow one at that. So I'm going to let that sit in and I just put the rest on my hands. All right, so once that starts to dry a little bit, I like to go in with a primer. Right now, I've been using e.l.f.'s primer. It is the Power Grip Primer here. So I just put a little bit on my hand, about that much, and I focus it on the areas that I want to get the most out of my coverage. And it is sticky, and I love it. So while that's priming my face, I want to go ahead and go into doing my brows. So I've done this look a couple times. I'm just re-recording it. So this is Max Spike, and this is a local brand. This is Cocky Cosmetics. Brow pencil in chocolate. This is spiked. So I alternate between both of them because they're kind of similar, but this one is easier, cheaper actually to get. And if you hear Donnie from the Wild Thornberries, that's my daughter. So I like to use this end of it to just go through my brows. Like so. And I start to outline. And I'm just dropping stuff everywhere. With the MAC Spiked, I go in with the front and I just lightly line the tail of my brow with it. Not doing too much. Just to make a tail. Because I don't like overly drawn out brows. I like them to look a little fluffy, more youthful. I used to wear my brows very thin. don't know if that's because I'm a millennial or what, but yeah. Like so. Then I just use the spoolie again just to blend that a little bit into it so it won't be such a harsh line. Then I go in with the secondary color and just lightly just stroke through the hair like so. Then I take a MAC brush. This is a 25 252 brush, and with the S at the end, I forgot how they do they things. But yeah, that is the brush I'm going to be using to carve out, and I'm going to use my very, very favorite concealer. This is the Yummy Skin Lift and Flex Concealer. And it's in the color, well, in the number 12. So it has a really, really nice doe foot. It really gets into it. So I'm going to use that to carve out my brows. So I use the doe foot applicator first, and then I go in with the brush to make it really sharp. Because I'm mainly just focusing on the very top and then using the excess to carve out the brow. So I do a lot of pressing and dragging instead of just completely dragging, because I want it to stay on the more opaque side, like so. See that sharpness of it? Because it lifts my brow a little bit because I have heavy lids. And then I do the other side. Again, these are sisters, not more like cousins than sisters, but let's see. And I just go like that. And again, I carve it out. So I do a lot of pressing and dragging instead of just completely dragging, because I want it to stay on the more opaque side, like so. See that sharpness of it? Because it lifts my brow a little bit because I have heavy lids. And then I do the other side. Again, these are sisters, not more like cousins than sisters, but let's see. And I just go like that. And again, I carve it out. Like so. I used to do a lighter highlight, use the skin tone at the top and a lighter one to do a highlight on my brow. But I don't really care about it as much anymore, so I normally just use the same color for the top and the bottom. So next I'm going to go ahead and use my favorite brow gel. This is the Too Faced Brow Wig Fluffy Brow Gel in the color dark brown. I do have it in auburn when I want a more lighter brow, but this would be fine. And I just lightly touch and then I drag the rest of the color to the end because this has hair-like fibers in it. Like so. And I'm very, very light-handed with this. So while that's going, I like to go ahead and get my lid primer. This is Contemplative State. It's a longwear paint pot from MAC. And it looks like that. And I just use my finger to warm it up. Like so. And then I just put it on my lid. This is going to be kind of like a classic neutral with a red lip for Valentine. So I don't really need a lot. So there it is. That's my little base that I'm going to be using. And then I like to set it with my favorite Bobbi Brown color. This is in the color Camel, number 5. This is their eyeshadow. As you can see, I use it a lot. I have like a couple of backups of this. So I'm going to be using the Sigma brush, the tapered blending brush in E40. And I just tap off the excess in it. And I apply that all over my lid. It's a really nice transition color. See? It gives me a little bit of depth within skin tone. See, it's just a little bit darker. So next is the other eye.
And I'm really light-handed with the brush. Just packing it on and then blending out the edges. So it won't be such a harsh line from concealer to eyeshadow on my lid space. Next, I'm going to be using a lighter brown. This is in the color Toast. I use this. And I'm going to use a Real Techniques brush, a 243 brush, just to pack that on because it's a little bit more dense than my blending brush. It looks like that. It's angled. You normally we use this brush to put concealer on your eyes, but I don't mind. Now, if you would like, you can go ahead and put like a deeper brown in the outer corner, but I don't care. I would rather put a wing eyeliner on or smudge out a black eyeliner across my lash line just to give it some depth and a little flare to it because I'm about to put on some fluffy lashes for this look because I'm going for more dreamy and neutral than like bam, it's Valentine's Day type of thing. So that's what we have. Very, very neutral. Next, we're going to go into our skin products, which I love Danessa Myricks, so that's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint in the color 11. And I didn't like to just go over my skin with tracing, basically. And I'll be using the Danessa Myricks Beauty Brush. This is the Yummy Face 1.0 brush here. See how it's really soft to push the product into my skin. I like to look a little bit more bronzed than normal, my real skin color, because I get pretty light in the wintertime. So this is a perfect darker shade for me. And I love how it still looks like my skin. All right. Next, I'm going to use actually two concealers. One is going to be the Danessa Myricks. This is the Gucci concealer that was sent to me. This is a 37W medium. It's, of course, you see how light it is. So I'm only going to use it sparingly. So now I'm about to shape my face because I don't know what you would call my face shape. So I just start here. Let me get my mirror. And I just fan it out from here. See? And then I concentrate it in the middle, right above my cupid's bow. I put a little right here. And then I just, bring some more balance to the center of my face. I don't really contour my nose because I have a small nose. And I just make a little circle on the tip of my nose. Like so. I let that sit there for a second and then I go in with the Gucci one. And I just dot my face in certain areas. Like right here in the middle. Make a little upside down triangle. And I try not to use a lot because this product does like so. And I let this sit on my face for a little while. And I go back in with my foundation brush that I just used. And I just tap it. So I'm not really spreading it. See how it looks really, really natural, but it gives me still a little bit of highlighting along the way. And I just keep it centered and just stipple it basically instead of just swiping. You want to just push it into the skin. And there you go. Everything's together. Then I'm going to go ahead and contour my face. I like to use a cream contour, but I don't know where I put it at. So we're going to be using Bobbi Brown's bronzing powder in the color Deep. It looks like this. To do that. And then I'm going to take my powder puff to press in a pressed powder to my under eye. And I'm using the Real Technique sculpting brush, 401. And I just keep pressing it into my hairline area. And I don't put a lot, because I'm going to go back over this with my foundation brush. pushing up on my cheekbone, like so. See that? It's not too extra. Now we're gonna just tap over it so we can still have that good blend of color right now. And I'm going to go ahead and prep my lashes. These are some no-name ones. And I found some glue. This is the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive with Alloy. It's the clear kind. And if you're not good at putting on lashes, get you some tweezers, some regular tweezers, and prep your eyelid for them first, because they may be too long for your eyelid. So I like to just see where they will be first, and then I cut them. And I normally cut them at the end. So I'm going to take my little manicure kit that I have and just take out the scissors on it and cut it. Sometimes that inner corner is too sharp too, so I just cut it a little bit on the ends. And then I just apply my strip lash adhesive. Like so, and I just put it somewhere so it can set. And next we're going to go ahead and do our blush and highlighter. I normally don't do a lot of blush and highlighting, so my blush is usually some closer to my skin tone, and my highlighter is usually a golden hue. So while that is getting tacky, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna be using a Sonia Kashuk brush here from one of her collections from Target. But I'm going to start off with my blush first. This is Danessa Myricks. I love her, love her. And the Yummy Skin Spice Latte. This is a Blurring Balm powder flushed for the lip and the face. So again, I just use my finger to warm it up. And I just, do that. Like so. And it just gives me a little flushed look. See? And I use a clean finger just to blur out the edges. And this is how much I have on my hand. See how it kind of mimics my skin tone? And I just bounce it on the apples of my cheek. Like so. Next, I'm going to do, I'm trying to decide which one should I do. This is Bobbi Brown's Copper Glow highlighting powder. Look how pretty that is. So let me show you on my skin. It's a natural glow. Very natural. I love it. See how natural it is? Gives a good glow. And I also have two other options from MAC. These are their pigments. I got one in melon and one in tan. They kind of look similar. So let me show you the melon. I'm going to put that right next to it. Let me go right here. So that's melon. The other one is going to be tan. So let me show you. I really like tan. I'm going to put it right here. See how they're similar? I like to give a natural glow more than like, ooh, I can see you from outer space. But you can see the different hues in them. So I think I'm going to go, let's see. I think I want to go with melon. I like melon. So I'm going to take my brush, and this pigment will last you forever because you only need a little bit. See how full it still is? And it picks up a lot, so I just tap off the excess that I have and just put it on my cheeks, just a little bit on my cheek. And then I just take a little bit right there on my nose, tap a little bit above my cupid's bow, and then whatever excess right there in the middle. Again, I go back in with my Danessa Myricks brush just to make sure everything is blended. Now I'm going to go ahead and put on my lashes. So I'm going to put them on. Like so. I like it. So I'm going to put on the other one. Let me use my tweezers. Like so. And then I just use this end of the tweezer just to press it in if I see any lifting. And they're on. Next, we're going to use the Telescopic from L'Oreal mascara. I love it for my bottom lashes. And yeah, we're going to put it on the bottom. And I move my head instead of the brush to get it on my bottom lashes. Now you can go in behind it with a black eyeliner, but I just don't like that. I think it looks a little harsh on my skin tone. Not skin, my eye shape. So after all of that is done, I like to go ahead and take off the moisturizer that I have on my lips, the excess. And I'm going to be using, I still have it. This is T. Hunter Taylor's collection she had with MAC. I still have it, but it's Night Moth. You can get Night Moth at any time. And I'm going to line my lips. I have a nice lip line already, so it doesn't take much. And I heavily line my bottom a little bit more. And my cupid's bow. Like so. And then I just roll my lips. Like so. And I'm going to be using a new red because the company that sold my favorite red, my Blue Base red, is no longer in business. It would have been Colored Rain, Cherry Blossom. I love that color. But this is from the Lip Bar. And this is in the color Boss Lady. You can get this at Target. So I'm going to put that on here. And I go over the lip line that I just did. And there you go. Very simple. Very, very, very simple. So this is going to dry down to a matte red lip. It looks real vampy, but still cute. I am going to set my skin with 2 different setting sprays. This is the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray, and this is the powder milk from One Size. I like both. I want to get my hands on the Nessa Myrick's one. I gotta get it. So we're gonna use this one first. And it says shake well before each use and keep eyes closed during application, and spray in a circular motion over makeup, holding the product 10 to 12 inches away from the face. Okay. And I just use my mirror to fan. All right. And I'm going to use the Power Grip Dewy Setting from e.l.f. And it says the same thing. It says 6 inches away. So that's fine. All right. That is the look. So you can throw on a wig or you can style your own hair. But I thank you so much for watching. Again, everything is going to be on my LTK. Everything is going to be there. So just click the link or the QR code that I have displayed throughout the whole entire thing for your products. It's still going to link you to the LTK, but if you are watching from your computer, you can just scan it with your phone, or you can take a screenshot of it, go to your pictures, click on it, it'll create a link to my LTK, but I also put it in the description bar as well. So I thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited to get back into makeup again. Yeah. So more looks are coming soon. If you have an idea or you want to see something, please let me know what that is in the comments, please. Yeah. So,
Been sipping on this Pinot every night. Thinking about you getting faded every night. Slipping slow, I need some more to get me right. Hate I think about you every night. You got me caught up in your silence, and every word you say goes deeper to me. I want another glass to try to fight it, but your ghost just keeps following me.